Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm Alessio Aristide, partner manager in Facebook in the global gaming team. In my team, we work with small, medium, and big gaming companies. And for the small and medium, that is my side of the business, we try to work with them to assist them and help them in growing from hero to zero, if I do my job correctly. And today, I'm going to drive you through some of the updates to the solutions that we are building in order to achieve this help. But before going through this, I want to just give you what is top of mind for us when we develop for this kind of solution. So first of all, mobile. We're always talking about mobile. We spend, as users, as gamers, our lives on mobile. And mobile is not only the thing that is taking our time, but it's also the way we're spending our media time. So 20% of our media time is spent not only on mobile, but in apps. So as users and as people, as gamers, we have a lot of opportunities, a lot of different apps to choose from, a lot of different games. So given, nonetheless, this trend, there's some metrics that are still can be a challenge. So if you look at day 7 and day 30 retention, day 7 retention on average, we see going to 10 to 12% on average. And if we look at day 30 retention, we see a mere 4 to 5% at that day. So building a great game is no longer enough. We need to find different solutions to get those valuable users, and this is what we think when we develop products for this specific vertical. So today, before diving again into product, I wanted to show what are the pillars for us when we build different products. So we think about audiences in terms of, for example, custom audience. So the re-engagement efforts, we do them through custom audiences, through lookalikes, for example. So finding players that are similar to the players that we already know, for example, paying users or more active users inside the app. We think about optimization. You might already know most of the optimization opportunities already available. So app events, value, so looking for people that will increase the return on ad spend. And I will take you through 2 of the new optimization solutions that we are rolling out. We will talk about a new creative format that you might already heard of, and a new placement, so how to extend the reach on our family of apps even more. So first of all, earlier this year, we announced that we were working on a more immersive full-screen experience inside the newsfeed. I'm talking about the playable ads. Earlier this month, we announced that they are now available to all of gaming advertisers, so you can find them inside your ads manager. And let's go through some of what are the elements that compose this new format. So there's 3 major elements. There's a lean-in video, there's a game demo, and a call to action. Equally very, very important. First of all, the lean-in video. This is maybe one of the most important elements because it's what the users will see inside the newsfeed. So it's something that will drive the users to try the game itself, and has to be something that maybe is something that is recalling what the experience inside the playable would be. Then, sorry, the videos are not starting. Okay. That was the lean-in video. Then we have the game demo itself, so the chance that the users have to try the game for free instantly inside the newsfeed. So from the newsfeed experience, they are driven to this full screen experience inside, always inside Facebook without downloading the app. So this is a short form playable experience. The call to action can be inside the game demo, so what we want them to potentially achieve, so to download the game. It can be through the game demo, but eventually at the end, there will be the call to action that will drive users to the Apple Store or to the Play Store or to a website to download the game. We've seen tremendous results with the partners that tested them during the beta testing phase, and I wanted to share with you some of the best practices that we saw working very good. So first of all, I said it before, the importance of the lean-in video. So the video is what will drive the users inside the playable. So it has to be high quality, has to follow all the best practices that we always talk about, considering the creative side. So the user attention is at maximum in the first seconds. So those seconds are the ones where we need to catch the attentions of the users. If we have some catchy element, let's put them in the first seconds of the video. And we saw that the greatest performance were achieved by the videos that were kind of a short tutorial of what the users will find in the playable. So not only a normal UA video, but a specific video for the playable itself. The demo then, the playable itself has to be clear and fun. First of all, fun because it's a playable. I want to play. I want to get in love with the game. And second, clear. When I say clear, is we saw that the greatest performance were achieved by the playables that showed some kind of progression inside the game. So what kind of levels you were achieving inside the playable, how long was the time spent between the start and the end of the session. So these were two very important elements. Consider always that the players that will try the game inside the playable are completely new players. They didn't research for your game. They didn't download the game, so they find it inside the newsfeed. There are new players too, so try and get what is the element that is very typical for your game and that can really get the hook out of the user. In terms of creative instead, what we always say is consider what is driving you to install games. When I think about what's driving me installing games is maybe the game length, meaning that what do I look like at the level 50? What do I look like at level 150? So show me the progression inside the game. Is the game a hard game, an easy game? What is the visual appeal of the playable that we want to give to the playable? All of these are different elements that can be combined and that will eventually end up in a different playable, so with a different video or a different format. And since it's a performance business, there's nothing more important than testing. So test. That's different combination between a square video and a portrait video with a playable on some different lengths. So let's see what combination works best. Don't give anything for granted. So we talked about playables. I want to talk now about stories. Before talking about stories, I wanted to get a bit back to what we were saying before about the consumer shift to these new formats. So what happened during the last years? iPhones exploded, all the phones exploded in quality of the content produced. So the sharing of videos and photos exploded. The content became more immersive, more fun. With stories, I can contact my friends super fast. Is a more authentic and fast way of communicating. I can add GIFs, I can add a lot of things, so it's a more immersive and fun. And the phones are held vertically. So besides some games where I'm forced to rotate the phone, the greatest majority of all the activities that I will do on my phone are with the phone held vertically. So also consider this when, for example, creating the creatives or like understanding what kind of game mechanics we can push for in these formats. But what is that drives people mad about stories? What is that people love about stories? So there's different elements. First of all is a full screen. So I bought a phone, a super expensive phone with a big screen. I like content that's like exploit the full real estate of the phone. They're playful, so I can add GIFs, I can interact with the story, so they're interactive. They're authentic in a way where stories are kind of an unpolished way of showing my social presence. So they disappear after 24 hours. I don't really care what I'm putting. So I just can play with the photo and extending it. And then they're interactive. So I can talk directly with my friend after he posted the photo, and I can also talk with businesses. So indeed, there's 1/3 of all the stories, all the most viewed stories are from businesses. So people, they don't the difference between a story from a person, a story from a business, if done correctly, is not really seen as because it's a very authentic way of communicating. And we saw tremendous growth also on this platform, launched in August 2016. We're seeing now 400 million daily active users. And continuing this trend, we announced in March 2017 the launch of Facebook Stories. So the same format, but in the Facebook newsfeed environment. And also here we saw tremendous growth, 150 million daily active users, which makes it kind of faster growing product than Instagram Stories itself. And by the end of this year, so by later, I think next month, you'll be able to use Facebook Stories to extend the reach of your campaign. So including Facebook Stories in all the, let's say, in all the reach of the Facebook family of apps. So that will count Audience Network, will count Messenger, all the Instagram family, Facebook Stories, and Facebook Feed, and Facebook Stories. So extending the reach even more to this new placement, to reach new people. Now let's move to the, let's say, the more UA-centric side. So the optimization, the new optimization solutions that we are slowly rolling out. First of all, when we develop, so over the years, companies have changed the metrics that they were using to measure success. We went through clicks, and we were offering clicks optimization, so looking for people that are more likely to perform this certain action to meet certain business objectives. We moved then over the years, 2013 and 2016, to more advanced solution. So just install, so looking for people that will just install my app. Events, so people that will perform a certain event inside the app. And the last optimization we released in 2017 was value. So not only looking for people that will purchase inside the game, so they will perform the event purchase inside my game, but also they will increase the value of this purchase, so maximize the return on ad spend. But during all this time, we heard from gaming advertisers that they wanted more visibility, more control over what they were spending and what they were getting from the advertisers, especially from the advertising, especially in-app purchases-based games. And that's why we're launching value optimization with minimum ROAS bidding. So this is a bidding constraint when you're opting for value optimization campaigns. That means that you can use the minimum ROAS in your bidding strategy, and our algorithm will just work on that level of ROAS or above. So it will consistently deliver above or meeting the results you are given. So having more and more visibility and control over what you're spending. As I said before, this is a product mainly focused on in-app purchases, so games that monetize through in-app purchases. Yesterday, I attended a lot of talks on the hyper-casual side. We're working also on that direction. And the next optimization solution that I'm going to show you is driven mainly for hyper-casual games, and is retention optimization. How it works? It works by optimizing the delivery of the ads to the people that are more likely to open the app at day 2 or at day 7. In terms of differences with the rest of the optimization, let's say it's kind of an easier way to set up a campaign on SDK, because it always needs the SDK to be run, but we only need the first 2 events in the funnel. So you don't need to pass us all the events down to the funnel, to the purchase event, but you only need app installed and app launch. And with these 2 events, we'll be able to deliver the ad to the people that are more likely to increase this KPI. So a lot of different optimization. One thing that we don't have to think about is that one is better than the other, but they just serve different purposes. Here you find let's say a recap of all the optimization solutions that we have on our platform right now. So let's say we just care about quantity of installs beside the quality of it. So we'll go through install. Install would be a perfect solution also for soft launches, and when the game is new. Also, the first phases of the global launch, we always suggest to use install and then move gradually to app event or value optimization if the monetization is what it drives it. Let's say value, so you're looking for high value paying users, you care about ROAS, then absolutely value optimization will be the solution that is for us. And if retention instead, if it's a hyper-casual game, ads monetized game, or just retention is a proxy for the success of the game, then retention optimization would be the solution for our marketing. Just to close, a brief recap on what's available right now and what will be available later in the half. So value optimization with minimum ROAS bidding is available right now, as well as playable ads. So you can use playable ads. You can create playable ads inside the Facebook platform. Coming H2, so at the end, by the end of this year, we'll have retention optimization, so optimizing towards day 2 and day 7, and Facebook Stories, so to extend the reach even more. So that's all for me. if you have questions, I'd like to respond. Otherwise, I'll sitting there and I can take questions also from there. Thank you.
Questions? We got a question over here. Oh, wait for the mic. There we go. Thanks.
Hello. How have you been observing the trend of eCPMs on Facebook and the cost of advertising? In my own experience, I've been finding it more and more difficult to find affordable pockets of traffic, probably due to increased competition. I would love to hear your insights on that.
Yeah, it's more than increased competition is. I see. Of course, we see it rolling as the competition increase. But most of the times is not about that. It's more about two variables, two phenomenon that we call the audience exhaustion and creative exhaustion. So, giving as I said before, this is a performance business. So we are. Or say at the forefront of understanding how the algorithm works. This means that if we use correctly all the solutions, we will exhaust the audience that we will have pretty briefly. So an audience of 1 million people, if we have the correct budget and we're getting the good results, after 3 weeks, it will be kind of exhausted. So it's more of a matter of testing different creatives, testing different audiences, understanding which are the geographies that can invert this trend, and then understand which is the product that is driving this. Because, for example, value optimization and app event optimization, they work very well with very broad audiences. When I say very broad audiences, is the bigger the better. So 100 million users will be good. And with this broad of an audience, this phenomenon like audience exhaustion and creative exhaustion will be delayed after months. We'll still need to test different audiences, different creatives, and try always to keep the surf going. But testing is absolutely would be my suggestion.